Hello, my name is Chris Millar, and today we're going to be talking about AEM Snapshots. I'm going to set a little bit of context and then we'll dive right in. There's two main use cases for AEM Snapshots. The first is content approvals. So you can preview your content, take a snapshot of it, have someone with publish permissions review it, and they can approve and publish that content. The next is for staging content. You might have content that you're working on for months in advance. At the same time, you're working on your run the business content. So here you can preview your content, take a snapshot of it, fork that content to work on it for later, review it, and approve it. Let's take a look to see how this works. Okay, so here on the left-hand side, I have a user that only has authoring permissions. They do not have publish permissions. And then over here, this user has the full publish permissions. So what we're going to do is we'll open up our special product page and we'll make some updates. So let's just say some updates and we'll preview it. And since I don't have any access to be able to publish, I'm just going to copy this URL because we want to push it into a snapshot. So we'll go back to our page or our browse view and we'll say apps. We'll scroll down, say snapshot. We already have one snapshot that is test. So we'll just add new. So we'll click and say latest updates. We'll paste in our URL. We don't need that no cache part, so we'll remove that. And we could add a title, description, password. In fact, I will add a password here, so we'll hit save. Cool. Now we can look at this inside our snapshot, so we can open it. And you'll see that we're actually unauthorized, so you'll see that this content is totally protected, which is great. 1, 2, 3 is what our password was, and we can see some updates. Now, when it's ready to review, so if I feel like it's ready to go and I want to publish this content, we can even try and do that, and we're going to get an access denied. So, which is sort of the intention of this demo. So I'm going to say request review, boom. And so if I was an approver, I would be able to look at these URLs and kind of browse through everything that I have and hit approve and publish. And if we try to do this without permission, we can see that we do not have permission to take this snapshot action, which is great. So what we'll do is we'll move over to our other user and we'll just go into apps, snapshots. And what's great about this is that you can see what snapshots are ready for your review. So I look at latest updates, so I scroll down, boom. If I want to go look at this, and because this is in a completely separate window, we'll just do 1, 2, 3 again. If I like these updates, that's great. I want to make those updates live, so I will just approve and publish. Boom, there it is. And if we were to go look at the content, so it might be a little bit of a, we'll just go open this up. And if we type in main, and instead of AEM reviews, we'll do AEM.live and look at our special product, and you'll notice that those updates were published. So that's great. So you can basically take a collection of pages, send it off for review, and someone with publish rights can just sort of look at this list and see what things they need to take action on. The next scenario is a little bit more complex. We're going to fork our content and we're actually going to work on it in parallel. We're going to do this for an event that happens in the far future. So in our case, we're going to use Black Friday. So we'll say add new, type in Black Friday, and I think we still have this URL in here. Great. So we'll just remove that query param and we can say Black Friday. And we'll also set a password again, 1, 2, 3, hit save. Great. Now we can look at this content. So we'll just open it up. We'll see that we're in Black Friday. And again, because this is a brand new snapshot, we have a brand new password protection. And it's the same content that we've always had. But we want to talk about our Black Friday promotions. So I'm going to close these existing tabs. And what's great is we can actually automatically fork this content for you. So I'm going to press fork and it'll copy into the snapshot. We can go into browse, DA block collection, and we have this special hidden folder called .snapshots. Here it is, drafts, CMLR, special product. So here's our updates. Now, what's great about this is if you are making content changes in your main content, but you want to sync them out to your snapshot content to kind of keep them in sync, you can absolutely do this. So we're going to go into our main content. So you can see we're at the root, and we're just going to say my run the business updates. So we're kind of working on this content because really Black Friday's months away. So we're going to be making typo changes and other minor changes while we're working on those promotions. So now that I've changed this content, I can go back into my snapshot and I can fork. So that will refresh my snapshot content. So if we go to our snapshot content, and you'll actually see here's my run the business updates as well as my original updates where we synced. So we want to take the run the business because we're going to make some changes. So now we're going to say my Black Friday promotions. And we'll preview this. Now, what you'll notice is that we automatically took you right to the Black Friday snapshot. We're not taking you to .snapshots or anything like that. And all of the existing approval flows still apply. So we'll go to snapshots. We will request a review. We will refresh over in our user over here, hit ready. We'll approve and publish. Boom, that's done. And if we go back to our main production site, refresh, my Black Friday promotions. So our snapshot was pushed out, it was approved, it's live, everything's great. But we got to get our changes back into our main content from our snapshot. And that's where promote comes in. So we can promote this content from the snapshot tree into our main tree. So we'll promote. And let's go take a look. Here are my Black Friday promotions right in the main part of our site. So we'll take those, we'll get rid of our old run the business updates, and we are in sync. Now, what's great about this is that you have entire version history is going to be available to you. It'll even tell you when you promoted that snapshot on April 5th, 2025, in preparation for that Black Friday promotion. And that's AEM Snapshots on DA. Thanks.